Yo, what's good, Team Irish Dragon? Welcome back in. Got a fun one here where I take a C tier defender versus an S tier defender, and we see who does more for their team. I'm still a little bit salty about some hate I've gotten in the past for the twin tusk Pokemon Mamoswine, but here it is, playing in an ice lane because my first pick decided to go with A9, and I thought, you know what? Let's see if the ice lane is still viable. I'm going Icicle Crash and High Horsepower. My items are double stacking attack weight, Aeos Cookie, and a Muscle Band with 6 brown and 6 white emblems to give Mamoswine a little more attack damage and maximize that HP. And I gotta say, I think the ice lane is still pretty good, so if you have an opportunity to play it, I highly recommend it. And I hope you enjoy the rest of this gameplay. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next one. Keep living the dream. So I may have had a little technical difficulty with my microphone during this match where it wasn't actually recording any sound, so this can be a fun little VOD review. My jungler came down and we're just waiting to engage, but the jungler decides it's just going to go in, and I want to back it up. Nobody's in that bush, so I go and get stack number 3, wait for my cooldown so I can try to freeze out this Umbreon and get my team out of there, getting ready for the Altaria spawn. Leafeon is incredibly aggressive, still going for that, but I get my moves on the Altaria to get most of them, get my evolution, and we move forward to get stack number 4. Freeze the Umbreon out, looking for another KO for stack number 5. And what I was trying to get 6, but I accidentally picked up both of those. Now we just get out. And I'm ready to freeze the Eevee here to help my Ninetales get out, but then I see their jungler came down. So I'm just working to get back to our side of the map where we can fight it a little bit better if it wants to engage on the ice lane. Now it's just about clearing up farm, getting everything we can before the center Altaria spawns, which I want to be there for my Leafeon and help out, because I already know their jungler is probably around here based on its positioning the last time I saw it. Alright, so just waiting for the Altaria to spawn here. No one's in that bush. We cleared that incredibly fast. Nobody decided to contest for that, so we're just heading back bottom. Jungler's coming bot. Ninetales looks like it's going to score, and we get a little caught out here. I get hit with the foul play, taken off pad, and KO'd. Now I'm just trying to head back bottom as fast as I can to defend our goal. I immediately engage with an Icicle Crash and a Tackle to freeze them and the goal, hoping to keep them from scoring, but they still manage to get some points in. I'm avoiding picking up any berries until we actually need them. Come in with an Icicle Crash and a Tackle, allowing our jungler to get theirs. Now we come out, Emerald 2-step comes out to another KO, and the Serena that was giving me a little bit of trouble now goes down to the Ninetales that got there. Now it's just about clearing up all of this farm, keeping an eye on that Espeon as we get ready for the bottom ready to spawn, and picking up everything we can to try to get a little bit of the experience back that we lost by getting KO'd. Now I'm just going to take this opportunity as a defender to make sure no one's in these bushes, keep an eye on that Espeon so it doesn't come in for any sneaky steals, and one Icicle Crash to secure that, and we're all good to go! Now I'm just looking for experience to get my level 9 and maybe my last stack, and I see their bot lane's leaving, so I'm thinking now's a good time. I high horsepower through the Espeon to clear its passive, thinking I might still be able to score as it unites, but their team's back. I throw my ice on them to freeze them. We get 2 KOs there. I high horsepower into the enemy team, trying to look for their jungler, but I can't find it. Now we just take this time to break their goal. I'm keeping an eye on Serena, trying to push forward. I see the little icon for Gengar there, but I'm still not sure where he's at. So me and Ninetales are just going to push into this goal, and we find him, get the KO right there, and I take this opportunity to get my final stack with 40 points dropped in. Now I turn to try to help my Ninetales with the Serena, but it still gets KO'd, so now that is my cue to leave as I go for this Altaria that spawned at 550. Come in with an Icicle Crash and a high horsepower with a boosted. It's a great way to clear Altaria. Umbreon comes in, and I'm looking to keep a freeze on it. We force it to unite here, and I'm thinking, man, it gets away on 1. Of course it does, but Leafeon said, no, it does not. I'm getting the KO here, and I want to go try to score with it, but I see Ninetales is in trouble, or could be in trouble, so I just turn to help it with an Icicle Crash, and we get the KO on the Espeon. So now we're just going to grab what farm is around us, and my plan is just to hang out here, make sure they don't score any more points into this goal, but I see that our Leafeon is being chased by Serena and Gengar, so we're going to set up right here. I can see on the minimap Gengar's there, so we plan a little sneaky ambush in this bush, freeze him out, and Gengar goes down. Don't see Serena anymore, so now it's just walk back bottom and get ready for the bottom Reggie spawn. So here I'm going to be checking bushes and make sure that the enemy team's not here, but it seems like they don't even want to fight us for that, so I'm going to take this chance to get this Altaria. And since they're scoring behind us, I'm going to go ahead and put some points in their goal before heading top to help out. Grab this Altaria on the way up and get ready to help my team. But turns out my team didn't need my help all that much, as the Ninetales cleaned up pretty nicely. Now we're going to go after this Lecky. I set up on the enemy side a little bit in case I need a high horsepower anybody away, but they don't show up, so I just hit it with my patented Icicle Crash secure. Now it doesn't seem like my team wants to push this, so I'm just going to continue to hang out with my Ninetales, grab any farm on the map. I know I left this Altaria here, so I'm going to grab that. I see Venu right here. I'm keeping an eye on that mini-map just in case, and yeah, they did not defend it, so we are going to rush up here, try to put our points in, and see if we can make a little awesome plays happen. I high horsepower in so nobody stops me, put my 30 points in, goals at 4, we get a big overcap. I haven't united yet, so I decided to pop it right here, then push them back with a high horsepower, throw my Icicle Crash onto the Umbreon to freeze it. We get a couple of KOs and break their goal. Then we just take a quick reset. Now I'm just looking to farm to get my 13 and a little Unite charge back until I see Espeon is trying to score on our goal, and we just can't have that. So I just come in with a high horsepower, use my eject to make sure I land the stun on the Espeon, so we're able to pick that up. Now we're just playing a little bit more Pac-Man to get some experience levels and Unite charge until I see Venusaur is trying to sneak into our jungle. Now I like to combo Icicle Crash into high horsepower, but here I used high horsepower into Icicle Crash just so I knew I could reach the Venusaur, get the KO on him, free the jungle, and now we are back to farming as I see the Espeon is once again trying to backcap. Frustrating, I can't do anything about it, so now we're just picking up the Adino, getting level 14, and then heading to center for the Ray fight. My team is a little bit spread out, but it looks like most of us are heading to the pit, and we're going to be there at least on spawn. And as the defender, it's my job to make sure nobody's in our bushes and check their bushes. I find the Serena, got my high horsepower ready in case anybody else comes out of that. Now I'm just circling around to try to keep an eye on that Serena that I see is engaging in the Azu, and I saw Venusaur up there, but it didn't want to fight. It's going to backcap. So the Greninja not being there was actually kind of good for us in this scenario. Now Serena united, I Icicle Crash on top of it, we get the KO there. Now I'm just looking to circle around so that I've got a good position on the Umbreon, so I can come in with an Icicle Crash and a high horsepower, but I didn't need my high horsepower as we already got the KO. I'm saving that in case we need it right here. And I'm once again just walking through the bushes, making sure nobody's in there. I got eyes on Gengar, so I'm just kind of mirroring his movement, making sure he doesn't sneak around that way. Espeon united, so I'm coming up here to help out. But it looks like Leafeon's got him. I'm like, okay, I can trust Leafeon. I'm just going to keep an eye on Ray, make sure nothing nefarious is happening. Want my team to just gather back here so that we are all here together, as it's going to be a 4v4 possibility. Umbreon comes in, I throw an Icicle Crash and accidentally high horsepower the Gengar, which makes me trigger my Unite to make sure we get the KO on him. I want to stun him so he doesn't get away, and we do. Now I see Ray's health is dropping a little bit, so somebody's hitting it. My Ninetales on the Umbreon, so I jump in to help out, but the Umbreon does get away from that, and Serena just sneaks right out of that bush. Leafeon unites, gets the KO there. There's 3 down, 4 down, so now it's a good time to start Ray. Even though Espeon is down, I'm like, man, that backcapping Espeon is going to come in and secure it. I just know it. So I get ready to secure it with Icicle Crash. A little early, but the Azumarill does get it. Now we're going to go look to score. I know I've got a bigger shield than Leafeon, so I'm going to let it score right there as I go to their home base. So rather than walk through the middle, I'm going to come around the outside. High horsepower in. Drop in my Hundo Burger, as they say, and look for one more KO on the Gengar, just for good measure with my Azu buddy. And then we just finish off this match with a little menacing stare into their home base. So all in all, a pretty good performance by an Ice Lane, made possible by a good Alolan Ninetales pick. Thank you for helping my C-tier Mamoswine beat the S-tier Umbreon. I'm not still salty about that. But go ahead and throw a like down for the Mamoswine. Press that subscribe button for more content. And keep on living the dream, guys.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.